Hey folks, so this is my OMG elevator. I built this elevator a couple of months ago and I did a short on it, but I did not do any kind of explanation, so I thought I would take the time to do that. It's a very cool elevator, a lot of cool circuitry to it, and I call it the OMG elevator because after I finished making it, I said, oh my God, it works. So that's where the OMG came from. The oh my God, it works elevator. And then I was finally able to come up with a call function. The call function took me a while to figure out. But anyway, and I'll show that in a minute. Now, I have two elevators because this one has a call function and this one does not. It's a lot easier to see how the elevator operates if all the call function circuitry is not in front of you. So we'll go over that in a couple minutes, but I'm going to show you the concept of this elevator, which is this flying machine here. All right, all it is this simple style flying machine, as we all know in Minecraft. There's two of them in this fashion here, and then I hook some blocks in the middle, as you can see over here. All right, 4 blocks on each side. Put your platforms. This one is not down here, but it's here. All right, and then I've got the pistons here that stop the elevator. As you know, when these become extended, they're immovable and it'll stop the elevator. So, and then I had to come up with these, which do the actual stopping of the elevator. So say we wanted to go to this floor here, and you're going to be traveling down. So if you're going to travel down, then these items are going to engage and grab these pistons, make them immovable, and therefore cause the elevator to stop. So let's just show you how it works. These need just a quick pulse. And in the elevator, I do this with observers. So now they are engaged. So if the elevator is traveling down, you'll see the bottom 2 pistons bud, and the elevator stops. Very cool. All right, now let's send the elevator down. We'll check out the other motion. And again, these have to be. Now these are made very simply. The observer facing this way, locking repeater. This repeater back here is on 2. This is on 1. 3 blocks, target block. You can see how they're simply made. And what they do is they stop the elevator and they also reset, as you saw. So now let's send the elevator up and see how that works on the up. Elevator coming up. Buds the pistons, stops the elevator. Nice. So now what we did was we made an elevator out of it. And I had no clue of this when I did this. So the ideas came. Okay, so 8 floors. Item frame. You've got 3 buttons. You've got an up, a down, and a call button. You've got indicator lights that tell you where the elevator is at and also which direction the elevator is traveling. You've got, well, let's come over here. You've got comparator tower. All right, you've got vertical red coder. If you were to look up vertical red coder, you'll probably find this design. Very simple design, but I like the vertical, a little more compact. Then you've got your glass towers per floor. So if you were to choose floor 5, this determines floor 5 and sends it up. Floor 5 in this case is the blue. So it'll send the signal up that way. And then you have, for each floor, you have this situation here, which is determines which lock gets engaged, the upper lock or the lower lock. So if the elevator is traveling up, you want this to engage. Those redstone blocks come out, and it'll stop the elevator from going up. All right, so this is the up, and this one is the down lock. This will engage the down redstone block. You can see it in there and right there. All right, and then this line, so this gets activated. This observer comes across, sends a signal, activates these two note blocks, and then these pop out. So same thing with the upper and the lower locks. But the signal getting to them is determined in a neat way. So the signal comes across whatever floor you choose. All right, cyan is 2, red is 3, green is 4, blue is 5, magenta is 6, purple is 7, and then the eighth floor doesn't need one. Let's see. So signal goes across. All right, comes up the glass tower, goes down the comparator tower. You press the button, the signal goes down the comparator tower, goes up the glass tower. It goes down here and it does a couple things. First thing it does is it activates this observer line, which pushes this. This block comes across, activated, activates this piston, pushes this target block up in that position. So when the elevator comes up with its composter, sends a signal into this comparator, and then the signal goes left and right on this blue circuit, opens the doors, and also hits the door chime. All right, and then when the elevator leaves, it actually sends a signal over here because this block is over here. This piston is extended because of the power from here. And when the power goes away here, this piston is still extended because this power that's coming through here actually keeps it butted. So this sends a signal through here, pushes this block across, updates that piston, and this is able to be put back into neutral position. Okay. So that's the first thing. When the signal comes across, it sets the doors per floor. And then the signal goes either up to engage the top lock or it goes down to engage the bottom lock. And by default, the upper locks are in a closed state, which means the signal will always pass through unless you decide to send the signal down the bottom stair here and in through here to this target block. So when that happens, this piston will push this block across. At the same time, this piston pulls this one back. So what happens is the signal will go up and stop here, and it won't do anything, but it will travel over here and engage the bottom block. So I'll show you how that happens in a second. So if you're going up, the elevator is here, and say you're going to go up, so you hit the up button and two things happen. Number one, circuit goes down the comparator tower, all right, through the red coder, up the glass tower, across, goes up the stair and engages the top lock on the floor that you choose by the item frame. But it also sends a signal. So that locks the lock, but you also have to set the elevator in motion. And that's what these observer lines are here. Under this observer is a piston, regular piston, which is activated by the button. So when you hit up, it sends a signal down here, and then it activates this orange line, which activates these two observers, which sends the elevator up. And these observers send the elevator up on each floor. All right, so that's how the up works. Now, if you want to travel down, elevator's here. You want to travel down, you hit the down button. All right, and what happens is signal gets sent, and two things happen. Number one, signal gets sent through here. all right, through this rail, down this rail line a little bit, activates that piston, sends a signal down this wall. All right, so now everything below that piston is going to get activated. What it does is it sends a signal through here, sends this redstone block across, all right, activates this redstone, and this redstone in turn activates the piston that's under here, pushes this block across. At the same time, pulls this block back. Now you have a closed circuit for the bottom lock. So now the bottom lock will be activated and the top lock will not. So as well as that happening, signal goes down this wall and it goes down into this double timer here. What this timer does is once this timer is activated, it holds the signal for a period of time, allowing all that stuff up there to happen that I just explained. And then it finally sends a signal through here. All right, this pulls down, it sends a signal through here into this pulse extender. This slime block tower raises for this period of time to allow everything to engage. And this is actually a reset line for these redstone blocks. So when you want to go down, these redstone blocks get pushed across, things activate, and then when it's done, they get reset by this piston here. This redstone block gets pushed up, activates that, pushes that piston back, boom. All right, and that is the first thing that happens when you press the down button. The second thing that happens is, see if we can get in here. The down activation is activated by these droppers right here on each floor. There's a dropper there and a dropper there. So in this elevator, it's not set in motion with the observers, is actually set in motion with the pistons. So this activates the two pistons to make it go up, and this activates the two pistons to make it go down per floor. All right, so let's see. So let's go up a floor. Let's go up to, let's see, where are we? We're on 5. Let's go up to 6 or 7. Let's go up to 7. Easy enough. All right, elevator in motion, door closes, usual typical stuff. All right, and there it is. So now let's go down. Let's go down to say, let's see, I don't know, whatever. Let's go down to 3. All right, elevator in motion, doors close. You'll see the indicator lights working. That high-pitched ding was the 3rd floor bottom lock engaging. And there it is, 1, 2, 3. And that's how the up and down works. So over here, for the indicator light, is off of this. When this composter comes up and activates the doors, it also activates this, which is the indicator light per floor. So when it passes, it makes the light go on and off so you know in which direction the elevator is traveling. All right, now over here, I'll show you this quickly. There is a gravity block. And the reason for the gravity block is I tried it, put this piston up here with this block here to send this signal across, but what happens is this piston stays butted because when this piston gets extended, this power is always feeding this, which keeps the piston extended. So this block here is like an insulator, so the signal will still pass through, but it won't bud that piston. All right, so that's that. Now let's talk about the call function. I'll see if I can talk about that quickly without getting confused. Let's see, let's get rid of some of these things here. Okay, so now let's see, let's send the elevator up. Where are we? We're down here on 2. Let's bring it up to 5 or 4. Let's bring it up to 4. So we're going to call it up to 4. All right, everything happens like normal. All right, there it is. Now let's call it up to floor 6. All right, so what happens is you press this call button, okay, and a couple things happen, a few things actually. Signal is going to go up here, activate that piston, push that observer across, send the signal down this rail line sitting on the pink block. All right, signal is going to come across here, and then the signal gets split and goes 2 ways. Number 1, it's going to come up here, come around here, all right, come around here, and it's going to send that redstone block down and activate this line. So what happens is instead of the signal going down the comparator tower, through the red coder and up the glass tower, and goes down this line, it's actually activated by this redstone block here. So then it goes through here and it sets the doors and locks the upper and lower lock as usual. So that's the first thing it does when you hit the call button. The second thing it does is it sends a signal across to this repeater. So, and what that does is it sends a signal out to this unit here, which is kind of like a T flip-flop. It's a directional. It sends the signal will go in this direction or this direction. In this case, it's going in this direction. All right, and the thing that determines where this is are these redstone blocks. If you look, let's go down here and look up. Now the elevator, I believe, is on floor 4, I think. So if you look up, you've got these redstone blocks. These are to the left, and above it is to the right. That means that the elevator is in this position here. So if you wanted to call the elevator up, say you're here, the elevator's here in between these 2 blocks, and you want to go up, the signal has to go across and it's going to go to the left to be able to call the elevator up. If you want to go down, the elevator's here and you want to call it down, then the signal needs to come across and go this way. So depending on where the elevator is, these will switch and send the signal in a proper direction. So when you call the elevator, it's going to determine if the elevator travels up or travels down. So in this case, all right, let's back up a little bit. In this case, we are on floor 4 and we wanted to go up to 6. So where are we? Up here? Yeah, we wanted to go up to 6. So we press the call button. All right, signal goes through here, sends a signal down the pink line. Right, sends a signal down here, it sets the doors as usual. Now in this case, the elevator needs to go up. So what's going to happen is the signal is going to come down. It's going to go this way. It's going to activate this piston, send the signal into this wall, and the signal will come down. The elevator's on the 4th floor. Signal is going to come down this pink line through here, and this pink line is hooked to that orange line, and it's going to send the elevator up to floor 6. All right, so that's what happens when you call it up. So now when you call it down, it's the same thing but different. So you want to call it down, we're on floor 4, so you want to go to floor 3. All right, so what happens is you hit the call button. All right, send the signal through here. All right, this observer gets sent over, sends the signal down this rail pink line. All right, comes over here, comes around, and 3 is the red. So it sends a signal, comes around, sends this redstone block down. All right, it goes down, sets the doors so they'll open upon arrival. Also sends a signal down here for the upper or lower locks. Also sends a signal down and activates that repeater. So don't forget we're going down now. So now, as you can see, this is in the proper position where the signal is now going to come through here and go this way. Now a couple things happen when it goes this way. First thing that happens is it goes over here and it activates this side of the wall with this piston. activates all these redstone blocks. These redstone blocks get pushed across. And on floor 3, this gets pushed across. We can get in here. All right, activates that, like we said before. Sends a signal over, activates, there's a piston under here, sends that block across, pulls this back. Now it engages your bottom lock for floor 3. Then the signal also goes down into your double timer and does what we said before, holds the signal, and then it sends it through and holds the signal, so it holds this up, gives everything a chance to engage, and it resets all these redstone blocks. And that's what happens there. Now also, further down, after that happens and the proper floor lock is chosen, this observer picks up the signal. It goes through here on a delay because it allows time for all that stuff to happen. It activates that slime tower. Now, is it called a slime tower if it goes down? Towers are usually up. That's a good question. So it sends a signal down here, all right, which activates this slime tower. This slime tower has observers hooked to it. So when they raise, they send a signal down this dark gray circuit, all right, and this dark gray circuit comes over here and it activates these droppers, which send the elevator down. And that's what happens when the elevator goes down, is called down. So it's a lot, but that's what happens, all by the push of a button. All right, so we called the elevator up, did we? Yeah, I think we did. Yeah. So let's call it down now, and we're going to head, actually, let's call it up to 6. And then what we'll do is we'll call it down to, say, 2, and we'll try to shoot in the back, and you can see how everything works. All right, so there it is on floor 6. So now let's call it down to floor 2. Now see if we can get back there in time to see this action here. So we're going to call it to floor 2, head back here. You're going to see all this stuff starting to happen. All right, slime tower, engage, redstone blocks. You'll see the reset, the indicators, goes to the floor, nice. And we are on floor 2. So that, my friends, is the OMG elevator. And I think you can understand why I said, oh my God, it works. So what a cool picture here, huh? Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. A lot of cool stuff. There is a world download, so you can grab this and check it out if you'd like. A lot of this circuitry, well, most of it I figured out myself, but like the red coder I got from a video, but I adapted it to this, and a lot of stuff is my own here. You just kind of figure things out as you go along. So anyway, peace out.